What have I done? If you are new to this channel, you may not be aware that this is my first ever Team Red tool. I normally do teal coloured tools, and I've got a lot of reviews of those, but this is my first Milwaukee, and I need to use this today. It's just arrived, the courier left it at the wrong house, as usual, and today I need it right now. Sorry about the birds squawking in the background. It's just a hazard around here of trying to film, and they're really going for it today. I need to use it right now. I've got to go and do a job on a roof, and I probably won't video that because it's going to be too tricky, but I'm actually going to go and use it before I give you all the specs and everything, so we'll come back and do that soon. I'll go try it out and I'll see you back here any second now. How time flies. It's been just over a week that I've had this now. I went and used it, like I said, the other day. I ended up using it 4 times in 3 days, 4 different projects in 3 days. And I have to say, it was quite nice to use. I have used it for 3.2, 4 and 4.8 stainless rivets, and it's done very well. Right now we'll do a quick test. I've got some rivets lined up here. We're going to do 2.4s through to 4.8s, aluminium and stainless, different lengths and stuff. I'm going to rivet together just a couple of bits of scrap here. This is 1mm galv, this, well, 0.9 I think, and this is 2mm stainless. So I'll drill some holes in these. Now when you're using blind rivets like this, chances are you can't get to the back, and so they're going to be all rough like this. Because I'm doing this test, I'm going to grind all those off just so that it's even fairness, because some of them have very little schwarf stuck on the back there and others have quite a lot. So we'll just take that off, even though in reality it would usually be there a lot of the time. And for those who want to know, the hole sizes I drilled are 2.5mm for the 2.4s, 3.25s for the 3.2s, 4.2 for the 4s, and 5 for the 4.8s. All measurements will be down below in the old school numbers. 2.4 by 6. 3.2 by 6. 3.2 by 8. 3.2 by 10. 4 by 6. 4 by 8. Sorry, that was 4 by 10. 4.8 by 6. 4.8 by 8. And up until that point they have all been aluminium rivets, but for the last one we'll do a stainless one, which is 4.8 by 10. So this is sort of the limit of the tool. Stainless 4.8 by 10. Oh, you heard the difference there. And on the back they're all looking pretty good. On the front, looking pretty good. Blue ones at the top and the bottom are just holding the 2 bits of metal together while I drill the holes. I'm happy with those. This one's perhaps a little bit proud. What about riveting timber to metal? Why not, eh? Let's give it a go. This is a 25mm long, 4.8mm diameter rivet. I'm going to put this through some wood and stainless. And this will pull rivets up to 20mm long. I used a couple of 20mm ones through some timber and stainless that you will have seen somewhere in this video. It has always worked well thus far for me, this tool, and I am, brace for it, Very impressed with this TTI. Ooh. Ooh, there's gonna be some unhappy watches. Could be a little Milwaukee Makita war down in the bottom here. Now I purchased this because I needed to do a review while I'm waiting for the Makita 40 volt stuff to come out. And I purchased the M18 Milwaukee, and I purchased the M12 Milwaukee instead of the 18 volt Makita, solely based on price. This I picked up, tool, battery, charger, 355 New Zealand dollars. Now the Makita 18 volt with a battery and a charger is 1400 plus. So you can get 4 of these for the price of one Makita. So, you know guys, it's a bit of a no-brainer really. And this is only a 12 volt and it'll do the same as the Makita one for specs on the 18 volt. Although Makita do 2. They do one that goes up to 4.8 and then one that goes up to 6.4s. Which is of course dearer again. I think it only does 4.8s to 6.4s, but I'm not sure about that. I have to look that one up. It comes with 4 different rivet head nozzle dealies. They are color coded, so you can at a quick glance pick the right one. The way I've been changing them is to take the whole nozzle off like this rather than get the spanner out and then just poke it in the front of the spanner here and then just undo it like that. Loosen them off, chuck the next one in and spin around again. Done. Then screw that back on. Alternatively, of course, you can remove the spanner and remove them the old-fashioned way. Like so. It's pretty easy. It did come with pre-rusted grease on the inside of the nozzle here, which is a little iffy. And as well as being a fairly small compact tool, there's no safety trigger, which is really good. You just pull the trigger, done. You don't have to turn it on, nothing like that. There's no sideway click, nothing, just... So I would have liked to have got a Makita one, but hey, for the price, this is much better value. And it seems to work pretty damn good. I am happy. And I'll be riveting a lot more things than I usually rivet. Because I usually rivet with one of these things. I used to do it with the old hand jobby like that, and too many buggered ligaments in the arm. It's not too good for that anymore, so I needed to do some stainless ones one day, and I went and grabbed one of these, which is better, easier, not quite so painful. Different shapes, so different areas for getting into, of course, with this compared to a hand one. Some areas you can't get into with this because you've got to pull her open like that. But it does have this to catch all these little bastards, so they don't end up all over the damn ground. When you're really giving it what for on a stainless rivet and you're pulling it together and it suddenly goes bang, I find my knuckles crash into the knuckles on the other hand, and it's very uncomfortable, especially after you've done it about 10 times. So I am happy I got one of these. My only complaint is the Mandrel Catcher on the back here. That's the mandrel, the bit that's left over. It doesn't really catch them all that well because when they pull in from the front and you release the trigger, they tend to just pop straight back out the front. If you were pushing up from underneath with the tool, they probably pop into the Mandrel Catcher fine, but if you're riveting thusly, they just tend to pop back out the front. You can poke them in and just poke it in with the next ones, not too hard. But yeah, that could have been a little bit better. Even when you're doing it in that fashion, it still tends to just pop them out the front. No biggie, but it would have been nice if they pulled them into there just a little bit better so you didn't have to keep poking them back in. Maybe we'll get the Makita one day and we'll compare them. But not unless I can get a loan from somebody, because I'm not forking out $1,400 for a rivet gun for something I don't use that often. Although I think I'm going to be riveting a lot more than I used to. So, thanks for watching, guys. My first Milwaukee review. I know some of you aren't going to be understanding what's going on here, but this is essentially a Makita channel. So let the Milwaukee and Makita wars in the comment section commence. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one. Rivets are very wasteful little things.